Hey, what's happening, guys? We are here simply going to look at some of the drawings that I've done. Uh, I don't. I have a lot of them. Most of them are many years old at this point, and on my computer I don't have even close to all of them. But I have a decent amount of them. I thought I'd make it for an interesting little video just to kind of look at it. So we're just gonna start from the ones up on my computer right now, the oldest ones to the newest ones, and just go through and take a look at them, inspect them a little bit, see how far we've come. The most recent one I have, I think I've done only a couple, 5 or less than the last one on here, and I don't have those on the computer yet. But I think there's a fair amount of pictures on here that we could look at, and I think it'd just be interesting. So, and this beautiful, lovely song by Vindsvept featuring Merrigan. The name of the song is "Dream of Me." I just put this on repeat. I really like this song. I've just felt like listening to it, so I just put it on repeat. We're gonna listen to this one. So anyway, let's go ahead and just start looking at some drawings here, huh? So this one, a lot of these I did while I was still in high school, I believe. The ones that are on my computer, I'm pretty sure most of them were done in high school. This one for sure, it's on notebook paper. This is what I generally did instead of schoolwork. And I was really into graffiti around this time period, pretty much all throughout high school. Actually, graffiti was kind of my that's where it was at. I really enjoyed that. I haven't done any in a long time, so I really don't know what it would look like now. I think I could make some really good looking stuff if I decided to do it. Then I may try that sometime. I do like how this is nice and it's fairly uniform. It'd be nice if I would have done this a little more here, but this is pretty nice. I like this, actually. This is a nice design. I had a good idea going here. What do we have here? This isn't too bad. Coloring is not super great, but that's fine. This is not good, but whatever, we'll take it. Overall, it's not terrible, but I feel like this pales in comparison to this. I like the design of this far more. It's much more interesting to me, and I even got a nice gradient. That's one thing with printing paper and notebook paper, and I don't even remember the type of pencil I had in school. It was only one, and it wasn't a good pencil, but I made it work as best I could, and this worked out fairly well. This isn't too bad. I like it. Okay, so we have this says love. And not a huge fan of this one at all. It looks very unfinished to me, actually. Well, I definitely, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of this one. It just feels unfinished. I think it could have looked pretty good if I would have just done more. Like, all this stuff here needs something to it, and there's a lot of white space in here. I'm not a fan of empty white space in most cases. I think it's a waste, and trying to get these 3D effects in here did not work out well at all. Especially when you have something like this, it's very jarring, and it's just, it's not terrible, but it's kind of terrible, and I don't like it. Let's move on. Oh, here we go. Oh, a signature in this one. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, bone, I believe that is. With a lot of extra nonsense in there, but I don't. Jeez, I don't even remember. I had a name and everything. It was great. It was amazing. So this is pretty good actually. I like this. It got some nice tight lines in there. It's a fairly intricate design. Well, it's not terribly intricate. It just appears to be that way because of all this coming off of there. I got some doubles on here, following, shadowing everything. So I think that's a pretty nice effect actually. It worked out pretty well here. I think it's an aesthetically pleasing image to check out. Clearly I had more plans for this. So I had this here, but then, you know, I had a little bit here. This is probably just messiness from scratching stuff out, but this seems like it was intentional and I intended to go further with it and I just didn't. So I'm interested to see what I would have ended up with had I continued on. It's very dirty. Very, very dirty. Smudged. But that adds a little bit to it, you know? I think it looks good. I like this one. I like this one a lot, actually. Kind of makes me want to try some more stuff like this again. It's been years since I've done anything like this. I think it could be fun. Maybe I'll have to try that sometime in the future here. Let's see, what does it say? You know what? I'm not going to say what they say, except for the last one. Not because I can't read it anymore. That's not it at all. It'll be fun for you guys to figure out for yourselves. Yes. Yes. That sounds good. Let's move on. I like this one. This gets a good grade for me. This is a good one. I like this. I think it holds up well today still. Okay. What do we have here? Some nice rounded edges on everything. Gives a nice interesting look and outline around everything. Which helps, you know, bring it out. Helps it pop a little bit. Even added them in some of this empty space here. Not too bad. Follows the contours of everything well enough with this, the way it seems. It's fairly even all throughout, so that's not too bad. It's all on the same side, mostly. Not this. This is not. Neither is this. A lot of this should not be there. It should all remain on this left-hand side here. But overall, I mean, this isn't bad at all. I feel very medium about this one. It's not bad. It's all right. It's pretty decent, I'll say. I think if you just sit back and look at it, it's more interesting than if you take a closer look at it, I think. I definitely think that. And I'll help you guys out. I'll give you, alright, I'll do this. I'll give you a letter. This is a U. There you go. So interesting. Yeah. This one's not bad. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. Alright. I like this one. This looks pretty good. It's kind of similar to the last one. If I were to date these, the ones we've looked at so far, up until this one, I would probably put it around 2000... I don't know, 2007, 2008. Okay, I think up until the most recent drawings I have on here, all of these are probably going to be from around 2007 to 2010. Almost all of these that we're going to be checking out are going to be from that short time period. And when we get to ones that are past that point, I'll call that out. But it'll be fairly obvious that it's no longer in that time period, I think. So, yeah, this one, I like this one. It's got a good form to it. I like how it comes down, kind of like this from the, on the sheet. It's different than normal, where I just went left to right, or the whole thing. This is a little more interesting sort of a setup, I think. This is an A. So come up with the rest of it as you will. This one is fairly easy to read, actually. The letters are fairly prominent. But, that's part of the fun with graffiti I always found, was looking at it closely enough and long enough to where you're able to see it. And you may not ever even have the correct word that was used in it, but it's what you see, so that you're going to get something out of it through use of that instead. It's just more interesting. It's more of the fun, I think, and then it'll be more meaningful in the end if you like finding some sort of meaning in art, which a lot of people do. I guess I do too. Not really through looking at the art of others, but when I do anything ever, I don't do a drawing unless I have something I want to convey, and usually that idea or message or theme is only conveyed to my own brain. And that's fine, because that's the only reason I do it. But yeah, so this one's good. I like this one. It's pretty sloppy and pretty simple, but overall I think it's a good idea. It's a good design, so I'm gonna give this one the pretty decent. Let's move on to the next one. Here we go. I do like this style where it's all white, a lot of lines, and just crazy looking. I do enjoy this sort of stuff a lot, and I do still really like this one. This holds up very well. It's some really pretty nice clean lines in there. Oh, my bad. Oh yes, I like this. Yeah, I like this one. I mean, it's sloppy in parts, like right here, and right here. A lot of these arrows actually I find a bit sloppy. Some of these small corners gets a little whoop, banana-like, but that's fine. This one is intentional. I wanted that to double. I actually wanted this one to double. So the first one I pointed at was probably that same exact way, and I just didn't realize it at first until now. Aha. I fooled myself even. Amazing. Okay, alright. Yeah, I like this one. It looks good. I think it just looks good. I see nothing wrong with it. This here, that you see here, this is an A. Do with that what you will. I like this. This is good. This may be my favorite one that we've looked at yet. Ooh, maybe. I did really like that little design on the first page. That was nice. I don't know. This one's just good and clean looking. I like it. I really like it. Well, let's move on and see what we have in store next. Alright. This one holds up well. Got a very nice gradient in the shading here. I think it looks good. I prefer this type of shading. That's one thing I've always not really been good at, is using one light source to shade anything, because I prefer it to all be very different, a little more abstract, and just so it pops and separates from each other thing in the most impactful way, I think. In using a single light source, I don't feel has the same effect as what I generally am looking for. Even though it looks very good, and I like it, it's just not usually something that I go for or do. So this is good. This is pretty simple, but it looks good, I think, because of the amount of shading in there, and it's all done in the same way. You know, you got a dark around, and then you got a little bit lighter in the center, and towards the top of each one of these you have the lightest bit. Well, not each one of them, I guess, but most of them. And then a nice solid dark outline around the whole thing. I like it. I like it a lot. This one's pretty nice. This holds up well. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm digging it. Digging it. Oh, no. I don't know if I've ever said that in my entire life. And then I just go ahead and use it now. Geez, I don't think that's going to work so well. That ain't going to cut it. Alright, but if you're looking for a letter, this is an S. I have a tag on this one too. This tag, I know what that one is. The other one I don't know what that said, but this one I know what this one says, because I remember when I did that, I was like, yeah, this is really cool. This is awesome. Not really, but that's what I thought at the time. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out the next one. Okay, this one's interesting. Kind of reminds me of Spiderweb. I'm not sure why, but it does. Very, very light colors, scratchy. This is definitely... This was definitely printing paper. Just judging by... I guess I can't say definitely, but I'm assuming this is printer paper. I could go grab my big book right now. Every drawing I've ever done in my life I have in this enormous binder. And I just like flip it through there every now and then. I haven't done it in a while, and I figured, you know what? I have some of these on my computer. I think maybe I should do a video. It might be interesting. People might like it. And here we are. Well, yeah, I'm going to say this is printing paper. I'm going to go ahead and check after this video. I'm pretty certain it is. Just looking at this, the way this line is, and just the shading bits here, just looks like, yeah. I'm very confident in saying that. Alright, so overall design wise, I think it's not bad. It holds up alright, you know, it's not super great, but it's not terrible. I like it. It's good. It's good enough. But if I were to talk to my younger self right now, looking at this, I would say you can do better. I would have said that for all of these actually, but a little less so with a couple of the other ones that I've liked a lot. But it's not bad. An interesting design. Again, it's, you know, more of a pyramid shape. So it's a little more, it's a little different. It's not so uniform, which is always good. It's always nice to see. It's easy to get stuck in such in a way of doing things that it's so uniform and always the same dimensions and the same shape and everything. Where it's nice to branch out from that every now and then and try something new, and keep it contained within this shape, so you end up with some design choices to make that could make it a lot more interesting than it otherwise would have been. I think splits like this are always unnecessary, where you have one line coming out and you're like, let's see, I want a little space here, so I'm just going to whoop whoop. I don't like that, but it's a thing I've done commonly because I wanted to fill space and figured that'll work. But I don't like it very much. In this sort of a style, anyway. Not with graffiti. So overall, not bad. Not bad. Alright, so this right here. This is an S. And there you go. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. In case you haven't noticed yet, a lot of these involve the same letters. And a lot of them start with an S. Interesting, isn't it? Okay. This is a very muddy picture. Okay. This is some... What is this? Sketch paper, possibly. Yeah, maybe vellum, cold press or something. No, this is a sketch pad. This has got to be a sketch pad for sure. This isn't vellum. No way. Alright, so what do we got going on here? We got an eyeball entwined within... oh, this is a tree of sorts. A very plain, basic one. This shoe jutting out of there. Oh, that's easy to read. This is an eye. I'll give you the easiest one in there. Actually, they're all easy. But that one's very noticeable because of this. That's an I. This is an E. Alright, so we got a little scythe up here. It's not too bad. Overall, the shading here is interesting. I don't think it's particularly good, but it's interesting. Yeah, I have like a bat wing here. We have what I assume is meant to be like an angel's wing, which doesn't look super great, but that's fine. I like this little bit, kind of a skull from smoke or something like that. I like this. This could have been done better, but you know, overall, I do like this. This is a good idea, and it turned out fairly well. You know, overall, I don't know what to make of this one. I like it. I like a lot of the ideas I had here and how some of this shading turned out. I like this bit. I like this skull. I like this bit of shading here a lot. Up here, I like this. I like this shading all around. It's a little scrawly up here, but that's okay. This bit I find interesting. But then this graffiti nonsense, I think I shouldn't have put that in there. This could have been... I don't know what to make of this one. It's just kind of like a random assortment of things. I like it, but at the same time, I don't know if I can give it quite... I can't quite give it a pass because of some of the things that just don't work or weren't done all that well. I mean, but overall I do like it. I think it's interesting. Okay. I can't look at that one anymore. I'm torn on it. I like bits of it a lot. Other bits I don't like. I don't know what to say about it. Except for that. So, there we are. Okay, so here we are on this one. I like this one. This is small, contained. Pretty sure this one doesn't even say anything. This is probably like a single letter. I like it. I think this one turned out pretty well. Yeah, I think this one's good, you know. It's just got some Smooth, sleek lines. Just, it looks pretty good. I like this one. Well, there isn't a whole lot to say about it, I guess. It's just, except for what I already have. Everything fits together. It all comes back and connects. Like this bit here is a connection of... I like it. This is a good one. This is a good one. I like it. Pretty well done. I think this bit here... I think this bit here might have gotten screwed up. Thinking it was something else, or there's just something weird I decided to do here. But this little portion here is strange. So I'm not exactly sure what that's about, but anyway, this is a V. Yeah, I like this one. This is good. This is good, but let's move on to the next one. That was a bad press. Alright. This is a messy bunch of nonsense, is what this is. This is an S. I don't really like this one. I don't really like this one at all. I think I would have liked it more if I would have kept sort of this jutting out portion, this jutting out portion, this jutting out portion on this side as well to keep it, make it more like a dual, like a wing, you know, like a wingspan type of a shape idea. I think would have worked better. Instead, it's just kind of this globulous mess. I tried something different here with the shading. I tried putting little symbols around everywhere. It's not much effect, I think. Anyway, it just doesn't look good. And this just looks rushed and hurried. With, you know, some spots that look decent enough in it, but I just don't know about this one. It's not feeling it. I'm not feeling it at all. This bit right here I don't like at all. I'm not even sure why that's there. What it's supposed to be, I don't know, but yeah, not a fan of this one. So let's just go ahead and check out the next one. I gotta sneeze. My apologies. Excuse me. Okay, so this one, I do like this one. I really like how this turned out. All the shading here I really like a lot. Now obviously the picture itself looks a little different than this, because this is a scan of it, obviously. So it's a bit brighter than the picture itself is, so it makes these things pop a little bit more, which is unfortunate, but you know, I don't have a camera to point down and video myself flipping through pages of the actual book. If that's something people would want, I could probably invest in one at some point and do it that way. And we could look at all these again along with all the rest of the pictures. But I can't do that right now, so this is what we got. Anyway, back to the drawing. So I do like all of this shading. I feel like it was done pretty well. I got a good transition from the dark into the light, and a lot of these spots here It looks good. It's a little speckled looking and everything, and then all the lines themselves are not so tight together where it looks like too much noise, but not so far apart to where it looks like a disgusting mess, I think, anyway. And if you look at it from a distance, it's just soothing to the eyes. Particularly like this line, the swooshing lines are always pleasing to my eyes. I like them. I like them a lot. Very, very much. We don't have any lines that appear to just... Well, I mean, a lot of them aren't really much of anything. They just kind of come out and then... Which is fine. That's okay, that's good. I really like this song. This is an amazing song. Windswept in general has just amazing music. I love it. Okay. Yeah, this is a good one. This one gets a pass. I like this one. This is one I like quite a bit. This is a good one. So, yeah. I just enjoy looking at this, but we should probably move on to the next one. So let's see what that's about. Now that's a beautiful dragon if I've ever seen one. Probably one of the best, most incredibly drawn dragons I've ever seen in my life. No sarcasm at all. Alright, this is notebook paper. A little bit of graffiti. He's breathing out these words to you. Now, I'll just point this out to you and leave you with that. So, let's inspect a little further, shall we? Well, I feel this dragon is terrible. He doesn't work as a dragon or a snake. And his teeth aren't colored. And he really doesn't work at all for anything. And these arms are absolutely hideous. If he were to stretch them out straight, look at his claw. I don't know. He'd look like some sort of disgusting, weird... I don't know how to describe it. A rotten noodle monster. So, the fires... I tried to get some effects on it. We can debate about that. There's not much debate. It's not very good, but it's something. So overall, even though I think it's not that good, I don't think it's terrible. The idea, I think, is good, well enough, and I don't know. I do remember doing this one. At the time, I did think it was pretty good. I liked it. But I can't fool myself now. Look at this pathetic attempt. Look at this. How do you draw an open-mouthed dragon? Something a lot of people struggle with, including myself sometimes still. But look at this attempt. You just draw shorter teeth right on the opposite side of it, right? That's how it works. Okay, I've had enough of that one. I'll show you this. There you go, there's your hand. So, what do we have here? Let me sit back. I like this one. I like this one. It's notebook paper, so you can tell where you're pushing a little hard with your pencil, because it gives you yourself. It deforms your paper pretty considerably on open paper. You can tell that right here, and a couple other spots, and you can tell. Or you push a little too hard and it deforms it. But that's no big deal. I mean, this is pretty messy. Very messy, actually. I mean, the lines aren't clean. There's some smudging. This is bad. But I still kind of like it. Mostly I like this because, actually, we'll go back. Because this is the first time I tried doing this particular style. I do remember that. With this graffiti here. This is the first time I tried this type. And I liked it, so I was like, yeah, I gotta try this a little bit more. And then I did this one. This was the one that came next. And it was pretty good. I liked it as well, but I thought I could still do better than this. And I did. Which we're coming up on. So, I think I'm fooling myself here. I'm telling myself that I do like this one a lot because of where I was at that point in time, where it was leading to. Which, ultimately, I think choosing to do this and then doing a little bit more of this helped me with this sort of stuff I'm doing now. So I'm a little partial to it, I guess. A little bias in there, probably. But design-wise, let's see, just the graffiti itself, you know. It's not bad. It's fairly intricate, but not too much. There's not too much going on. It's not like a maze or anything, so. But it is messy. But I'm gonna give it a pass. I like this one. I'm gonna succumb to my better judgment. Or not succumb to my better judgment. We're moving to the next one. Ignore my words, please. And this is a different take on that same sort of a style. Excuse me. I've had a little bit of a cold and my sinuses are still kind of not perfect, so my apologies for that. I've been making a lot of random noises, I feel like, in this video so far. That's no good. Nobody wants that. Okay, so overall, I like this one. This looks good. This is pleasing. This is pleasing to my eyes. If I sit back and just look at this, my eyes just like it. Swooshing lines, smooth turns, twists, rounds, endpoints that you can visibly see all over the place. That's always good. And these little bit of black bars in here I feel like work pretty well to give it some added depth and variety in there. I think it works very well. It looks good. I like this one. This is a good one. I like this one a lot. Nice thick dark outline all around it, which I love. That's always a good thing. It's a shame it got cut off over here. Actually, that is the actual paper, isn't it? It is. Wow, what a cheater I was. I don't feel like doing it. I'll just go to the edge of the paper and cut it off. There we go. Good. Call it good there. Alright. But that's okay. That's fine. And the lines are even... They're not, perfectly clean or anything. But overall, they are pretty clean lines. They're not bad at all. This is well done. This was well done. I like this. This is good. This is very good. Alright, this is an L. I just want to look at this a little bit longer. Yep, I like this one. This one passes with flying colors, I think. This one's great. I love it. But we should probably check out the next one. And here we go. More of the style we saw earlier. And this time I added in this beautifully terrible tag. This one, you can tell how deformed the paper is. You can see it here incredibly well as here, here. You can see it here, here, here very, very easily. Here, 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 here. You can see it all right here. So yeah, this is a P. And then I like this one mostly because of the style. I mean, uploaded on the computer, these don't look as good as they do in the book at all. They're very messy looking and unclean, which is to be expected when you have that extra light being pushed through the paper. And when it's notebook paper with a clicker pencil. So they look very messy and everything, but you know, I'll take it. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Because I like this. I just, like, I already went through it. I'm biased with this style because I think this style is what pushed me in the direction. And again, this is really simple, actually. There's not that many lines in this thing, and they don't really do anything. They just kind of get fat, go thin, get fat, and you got one little jut here. This here just ends there. This just comes there. You know, this is simple to follow. It's very simple to follow. So it's nothing too complex or difficult, but it's just, I would say it's clean and simple, but looking on the computer, I can't say that it's clean because this photo of it is absolutely not clean. So this one isn't gonna quite get a pass, like the other one shouldn't have either. It gets a close pass. It gets about as close as we can get the close. Yeah, that works. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the next one. Ah, the beautiful brick wall with the Buster sword, kind of, and a skull thing. Alright, so I remember drawing this one. I liked it when I drew it. I like it now. Do I think it's amazing or great? No, not at all. But I like it. I do like these eyes. Very, very simple. But I like them. I think they turned out great, actually. It looks fantastic, I think. The rest of it's meh, but the eyes I like a lot. It's this part right here. This isn't bad, actually. These lines are pretty clean. Not too messy. Not too messy at all, actually. They're pretty good straight lines. Yeah, I like this one. This one still holds up. I still like this one. It's still good. I'm gonna give this one a pass. And if I sit back and look at it, I'm just drawn to the eyes of this skull here. They're simple, but they just work. I like it a lot. I don't know why. Yeah, they work. I like this. This is good. I like this one. There isn't a whole lot more to say about it. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. Ah, I remember this one. I had this good, crazy idea. Right? You guys have probably never heard about this before, where you draw some guy with stuff coming out of the back of his head because it's so full of things. It's just crazy. I know. Totally never heard of that idea before in your life. I know it. But it wasn't done to the greatest effect here. Not terrible. A lot of swooshing lines, like it's just a lot of mixed nonsense garbage in there. And an eyeball and a laughing mouth. So laziness at its pinnacle. He's got his ear that's hooked up to a weird piece of flesh that came off of his jaw. His chin is drooping to the ground. One of the weirdest mouths I've ever seen. A disgusting nose. And a weird eyeball. He's got a lot of things going for him. Didn't say they were good things, but there's a lot of things. So we got some rain over here. Poorly drawn eyeball. This eyeball isn't too bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not too bad. This little part here turned out pretty well, actually. The rest of it's okay, I guess. It's good enough. Little tattoo on here, marking brand symbols. Let me just sit back and look at this quick. I like this one. You know what? I like this one. There's enough different things going on, different shading variety going on around in this picture that I like it. I like it a lot, actually. Like I do really like the way this face is shaded. It's subtle, it's bright, and like it's dark over here, it's dark here, it's light right here, it gets a little darker. I like this one a lot, actually. You know what? I might try something like this again sometime soon. I think it would be fun. Well, I generally use pens now rather than pencils. Maybe I should go back to pencils again. For a little bit. This one's good. Yeah. I like this one. This one gets a pass. This is a good one. This is one of the better ones, I think. I enjoy this. This is good to look at. Yeah, this works. Okay. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Okay. And here we are, back with this style again. Yeah, I like this one. Once again, you can tell where the paper was deformed. Here being an easy spot to tell. Here. 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 You know, you can easily tell these spots all around it, but let's look at it a little closer. Let's see if the lines are clean. They're not too bad in this one. They don't look as bad as the other ones, which should be expected as they came after the other ones. Look at this. This is where it's at. Look at that tag, little crown on there. Beautiful. Amazing. Well done. Well done. Yeah, this one's pretty good. This one I think holds up pretty well, better than the others, and it's a little more complex, a little more interesting, you know, more lines going around. They intertwine a little bit more. So it's getting a little more interesting style there. This is an E. So there you go. Yeah, this one gets a pass. This one's pretty good. I don't like it nearly as much as the last one, now that I look at the last one a little bit more. I really enjoy that one. But this one's good. We should be getting close to this style of graffiti. The best one, the best one I did. I think we're getting close, so let's go ahead and move to the next one. Let's see what we got in store. Aha. Now this one, you can tell this one was done on a piece of paper that had something else done, some pretty heavy lines on it. Actually, I know which one that is. I know exactly what drawing I did before this one now. It's the one we looked at earlier that I did not like at all. It's that one. What's the chances? This one I find is far more better than that one. But okay, let's take a look at this one, shall we? So we got an arm coming out of this fog, ripping this dude's head off. A Joker of sorts, you can see. He's got tears in his neck here. His eyes are diamonds. He's a Joker. Long teeth. That's not good. Not a very well defined face. That's okay. He's got the proper amount of fingers. Interesting way to grip that orb, but that's okay. That'll work. That must be the Palantir. Sauron will not be happy. Okay. Overall, this part right here, this graffiti right here, I like a lot. This is clean. This is compact. This has got lines everywhere. It's got enough stuff going on in it. This is good. I like this bit a lot. This bit here is really good too. Nice clean lines. It's uniform. It doesn't. This is a good piece. I like this one. I like this one a lot. It's such a shame. Excuse me, that these lines are here to ruin it all. Not really ruin it all, but detract from it in ways. But, you know, ignoring those, let me just sit back. Yeah, I like this one a lot. This one's good. This one's very good. I mean, obviously some stuff around it's not super great. You know, this right here isn't. Him in general, this in here could be a little more well defined. You know, there's stuff. There's always gonna be stuff that could be better. But, you know, it's never gonna be perfect no matter what. So, you just learn to live with it. If you hate everything that you're doing, if you're trying to draw or do something and you end up just hating it and thinking it's bad all the time, that's the wrong way to go about it. You can always look at it and be like, yeah, I could do this better, I could do this better, I could change this, I could do that, do this, you know. It's fine to do that. But if it gets to the point where you say, this is so terrible, I hate this, this is awful to everything you do, you're doing it the wrong way. You're looking at it the wrong way. You're being way too critical for no reason. But yeah. This is good. I like this one. This one's good. This one gets a good pass. But we have more to check out. So, let's see what we have next. I remember this drawing because this, up until my new stuff I'm doing, even then, a lot of people told me this is their favorite drawing that I've ever done. Mostly because this is probably the oldest drawing that we've looked at so far. Actually, maybe not the oldest, but close to. This is a really old one. And everybody just really likes this one, probably because it was the first one where I did something like this, where it was just crazy, just a bunch of random stuff in there. So, and me personally looking at it, I appreciate it for what it is and for what it ended up bringing me to later. I appreciate it for that, but coming back and looking at it now, it's just there's just too much random things in there that don't fit in. They don't make sense. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't hold any value. Really, I mean, it's just stuff. I was like, this is gonna be cool. I'm gonna put this in there. This would look good. I'm gonna put this in there. I'm gonna do this. I like this, so I'm gonna put that in there. And you know, I still like it. I think it's really good. And I appreciate it definitely for what it is. I'm very fond of this picture. A lot of other people are, for some reason. You know, it's got some good bits to it. It's got a lot of stuff going on. It's got some good bits. But a lot of it's nonsense, you know. We got a card here, we got a broken heart here, we got a leaf here, half a face here. All these things. This is my first attempt ever at drawing eyeballs, actually. First ever attempt at it. And I thought this is the way to do them. Clearly wrong, but I mean, I guess I know what they are. But they don't really look like an eyeball, really. But they look more like that gummy, chewy candy eyeballs that you give to kids on Halloween. They look like those more than real eyeballs. But this is good. You know, there's a lot going on here. None of it's done particularly amazingly well, but I mean, the lines are pretty clean. You know, nothing's too fuzzy in most places. It's comes around. It's smooth. It's good. I like it. I still like it. I always will like it. Mainly because, yeah, this was like the first. This was the first thing I did where I just decided to mash a bunch of things together and try and make something out of it. And this is what I did at the time. So it's good. I like it. I like it. Not my favorite that we've looked at so far, but probably my most well appreciated one. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have next. Here we go. So when I was talking about that style of graffiti, this is the one. Aside from this drawing, this is the one where everyone else will be like, that one, that's my favorite one you ever got. Setting aside my newer ones, because my newer ones are different. We'll just say that for now. But yeah, this one right here, this is where that style all came together. And I was really hitting it. I got lines everywhere. Thin lines, going to fat lines, going to thin lines. I got it all over the place. And this as a whole, I love it. I always will. This will be one of my personal favorite ones, just because of what it is. Because there's a lot here. The lines are all pretty clean. You know, this picture actually held up surprisingly well through the scanner compared to some of the other ones. I mean, it's still pretty messy looking. And it was very, very dark in these spots, and you can tell that for sure. I mean, it's very muddy and grainy looking. But, you know, in these corners here, I got these thin white lines in every point where these turn, which is a big help. You know, it helps a lot to bring out just a little bit of definition in things. You know, give it a little bit of extra oomph. And I think it worked to great effect. You know, and there's still some things like that aren't very great. This little dude here, I'm not a fan of, but you know, he's a big part of the drawing. It's actually, when people first look at this and they're like, "Wow, look at this thing." And you know, your kids, this is cool. Looking at it now, it's like, well, not my thing. You know, it works. I still like it. It's still good. This is so unlined, and this is not good. The blade itself is pretty well done. Not bad at all. But you know, there's obviously a lot of mistakes in there. I can forgive all that. I can look past it because it's good. I think it's just good. I like it a lot. And if I sit back and look at it, I enjoy it still. It's still good to me. So, yeah. I give this one a pass. This one gets a pass for good. And let's go ahead and look at what we have next. One of my few dabbles with color. Now, color is really not my thing. I don't really like it that much. I'm not particularly good at using it either. So, that works out perfectly well. I don't like color, and that works because I can't really do it very well. However, in this case, I think it worked out okay-ish. I don't know what to think about this one. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good. I think it's just very just middling, I think. I don't know. The lines are pretty clean, but it's not very complex. This is an E. I don't think I showed you on this one. This is an O. Okay, moving on. This is also an O. You have 2 letters on this one, you're lucky. This one's easy though. I don't know. I'm just gonna move on like I did on the other one. I just don't know. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's particularly good. I just think it's decent enough. It is what it is. There it is. But I think I'd rather see what we have coming up next. Aha! Aha! This is a P. And this is Vegito from Dragon Ball Z. Look at these muscles. He's so strong. Alright. So let me take a look at this, sitting back. I think this is good. I like this one. There's some things that obviously aren't super great about it, but I actually have quite a bit of it. I think the shading is pretty disgusting. The graffiti is so lazy and just meh. The shading there isn't even particularly interesting. It's not good. His arms are way different sizes. He's gonna super punch with his left arm apparently. This part is a bit off. Should have been drawn out a little bit more here. But overall, I still like it. I think it's mostly because I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. I'm a huge nerd about it, and I openly accept that. But I like this one. I would like to do something like this again. Do it better. This one's good. I think, yeah, this one's good. I'm gonna say this one's good. I'm gonna give it a pass. And before I change my mind, we should probably move on to the next one. This one's good. Just accept it with me. Say it with me. This one is pretty good. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Let's. Okay, to start off with, this is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. I don't like this. This mermaid creature wannabe is disgusting. I hate it. I like this bit. This bit I like a lot. It's pretty nice. Got a little with a spike, some The graffiti here is nice, clean lines. It's concise. It's not too complex, not too messy. The lines are smooth. The shading is pretty good on there. A little bit of rain over here, and what I assume to be lighting that doesn't work to effect. This is going to be water. It just doesn't really work to effect either. Rainy weather doesn't, you know. What do I want to say about this one? I think I like this one overall. With excuse me. I like this one overall. With the exception of just a couple things, you know. This mermaid creature wannabe, don't like it. This spike thing, I don't like it. But overall, I don't think it's too bad. Yeah, I can't give it a pass as a good. I can't give it a good, but I can give it a pretty decent, I guess. I'll give it a pretty decent, mostly because I think this bit turned out really well. This bit turned out pretty well. I like this bit a lot. So, and all the rest of it's just pretty average, below average, I would say, actually. And that's fine. That's well enough. I can't even give this a pretty decent. I have to just give this a regular old decent. Okay. This is an okay. Meh. This is a meh. Okay. That's what it is. That's the final verdict on this one, I think, for me. Anyway. I had some interesting ideas that just weren't executed all that well. And looking at it, nothing's really just popping out to me that I want to talk about. Even though I like this bit quite a bit, it's not something, you know, just not a whole lot to say about it, I guess. So let's just go ahead and, you know, I really wish I kind of would have picked a playlist. I do like this song a lot, but I think I could have had a different song, at least a couple. Whatever. Let's go ahead and check out the next picture. I used this photo for quite a few things. Or did. I like this one a lot. Always have, still do. This is my first time I really drew hands. They didn't turn out bad, I don't think. They didn't turn out bad at all. Got some weird essence coming out of them, feeding into this graffiti. The graffiti bit I don't feel like works well here. But that's okay, because there's enough other things in here that I think make up for it. Because this was my first time really drawing eyeballs and hands. Like, really trying to do good looking ones. And I don't think I did a terrible job at either of them. Not a fantastic job, but not a terrible job either. Got an onk in there, a little graffiti line. See, this is the point where I started transitioning away from graffiti, but I still had a little bit of it left. I was like, yeah, I still want to do this, but not really. I was kind of in that transitional phase here. And we're getting really close to the point, actually, where it's just completely gone. Has been ever since. There's a lot of things. A little human figurine here. Standing under a night sky with eyes raining down on him. Symbolism. Got an eye here. One on this side, one on this side. The darker side, the lighter side. But the lighter side is tainted with the dark as well. See, I like this one a lot. And I always have and I always will. Just it's got not a whole lot going on, but it's got enough things to where it's varied enough and I can I can look around it and be like, ah, look at this. You know, look at this here. What is this? It's like a mask or a figure of some sort. You know, and then you go up here, like, well, what do we have here? It's twisting and turning. Oh, is it a Celtic knot? Oh, I don't know. What does it mean? You know, I could play Scholar if I wanted to, kind of. But yeah, I like this one. A little chain stuck in the hand coming down. And this one's good. This one gets a pass as good for me. I like it. But we should probably move on to the next one. A simple drawing of Sesshomaru from Inuyasha. There are 2 Sesshomaru drawings on here, I believe. The next one, there's probably another one right after this. And both of them, I think the other picture is just this part, like, zoomed in, I think. I don't remember. This picture, I believe I got, because this is just a copy of a picture that I saw. I don't remember if it was while watching this show or something. I don't know. But I always thought the character was cool, so I decided to draw him. Man, it turned out pretty good. Not bad at all. A fan art. Not really, because it's just, I saw a picture that I thought looked cool, and I was like, you know what? I think that picture looks good. I like that character. I'm going to draw this picture with pencil, because I like black and white more than color, or grayscale more than color, and I do, and I think it looks better than the original picture I saw because I prefer this. Yeah, this looks good. Not great, pretty muddy and could use a lot of work, and this is just, I don't like white, so I'm just going to colorless and with just quick scribbles, and that's what I did. This wolf bit here of him does not look good. It's not well defined at all. So that's, yeah. But that's okay. That's okay. Because I'm looking at this bit more, and I like this bit. This bit turned out pretty good, so not this part, really. Overall, I like this one. This one will get a pass for good, but it's simple. It's not really my original creation, so this one doesn't really matter that much. Let's go ahead and check out the next one. Aha! Come on. No, this is a little different. This one I think is much better looking. I like this one a lot. This one turned out really good. I like this one. This one's really damn good. I like this a lot, and actually, now I want to try drawing some more of this sort of stuff. Oh, yeah. This is damn good. Oh, I love it. It is getting me in the mood to draw some more of this. There's all kinds of anime, video game characters that I really like a lot, that I always thought I should draw some pictures of. And I think I may just do that after this video is done recording. But let's go ahead and take a little closer look, shall we? Yeah, looks good. Perfect. This is perfection. Not quite, but I do like it. I think it turned out very well. I like it a lot. Sesshomaru. So yeah, that's good. Let's go ahead and check out the next one, though. Let's get back to some original content, I think. Let's see. Aha! Original content. Now, this was an idea for a tattoo I drew up for one of my brothers. I ended up getting one similar to this on his shoulder. But overall, I do like this one a lot. I got a hand here that's not really that well drawn, but it's okay because it wasn't really meant to be like a correct looking hand, as you can tell, because it has this strange crusty thing coming out of it that forms around this sort of watch type thing, holding it by a string. Got a little wing here, some faded scales fading away, and we got some like grass growing out of the tail of this thing. You can see scales in between this flaky crust of this. A little bit of feathering in here, and then you got a little here, you got an eye, you got fingers crawling out of the eye, and you got this just to clear it up, because this was just white space, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna throw this in, make it kind of like a crystallized wing type thing. Oh, I like this drawing a lot. I think this one still holds up pretty well, actually. Very well. I like this one a lot still. It's got enough different things going on with it, and it's very enough. If I sit back and look at this, I enjoy it. The eyeball actually turned out pretty well. It's not bad. Not super great, but it's not bad at all. Turned out pretty well. I'll give that a good pass. Yeah, you know, I like this one a lot. Overall, yeah, this is gonna get a solid good pass for me. This one's good. And as you can tell, we moved out of the graffiti phase. Pretty sure I have no more drawings of any of that on my computer. Though I have tons and tons and tons more of them in my big binder of drawings that are older than any of the ones you've seen. So most of them are pretty terrible, but they are what they are, and without them I wouldn't be where I am today. So that's always something to keep in mind. Even if you don't like them, you gotta appreciate them, right? Alright, so this one, yeah, this one gets a good solid pass. I like this one a lot. I think this one still holds up now. I think it will when I look at it years from now, probably. I'll still enjoy this one. So, let's go ahead and check out the next one. Here we go. Now this one, it's a shame this picture was so small, because this paper was a pretty big sized piece of paper. It was like a probably like a 14 by like 24 or something around there, I would say. But this is a drawing I did for my younger sister. And there's quite a few different things going on here. So this bit right here, this is a griffin from Final Fantasy 15. So this drawing is because this one was done years ago. I guess this one technically was now too. This was when Final Fantasy 15 came out, and I saw the griffin in there. I was like, you know what? I like that. I want to add this in. This is Legia Crust from Monster Hunter. Let's add it in there. And I guess that's about it for references to other things. And the whole picture's not in here because this bit up here is quite a bit bigger. Got a sword here, some swooshes, and then you got like a snake stomach running around. And you got an eyeball up here with fingers coming out again. You got a hand here drawing these things. You got broken scales up here with fine scaling in between there. You have this black sun, sort of a Dark Souls reference there, and a Berserk reference actually, because I actually saw it in Berserk first. But everybody thinks of Dark Souls, and they got me starting to think like that. And it's not right. Yeah, and this is like a cracked orb up here, and it's raining stuff out, and it's got a little twisty line things in here. You know, just kind of a bunch of random stuff strewn all about that I thought would work well together. And in the end, I think it did work well together. I think this drawing looks great. Absolutely fantastic. A lot of things could have been done better, obviously, but overall, I like it a lot. I enjoy this one. It's very good. Let me just sit back and look at this. Excuse me. Yeah, this one's good. I like this one a lot. One thing I will say is one thing I'm really bad at is drawing mouths that are open like these and drawing the teeth. Because for some reason I always draw them like this. I give them no depth. And it just looks like he has these weird paper teeth that fold up and down depending on which way the wind is blowing. I don't get it wrong every time, but I get it wrong a lot of the time. Yeah, I like this one a lot. This one's really good. I enjoy this one. I like looking at it. I always will. And it's a shame because every drawing I've ever done I have, except for three drawings. This one, the one that's probably we're gonna look at after this one, and then another one that I don't even have a picture of it, which is a shame. But oh well. I don't like doing drawings or giving drawings away because they're like I said before, when I do them, I have certain things I'm thinking about and feeling at that time that I translate into the drawing in a way that messages me, in a way that I can see it or understand it. So I like hanging on to them, to just flip through them every now and then and just sit and think, like, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I got that. Oh, this is what it was like. Oh yeah. You know, just for stuff like that. But at least I have a picture of this one and the one after. And the ones that I did draw to give away, I guess they didn't have any particular meaning. I just kind of drew things. As you can tell here, I just like, you know what, I think this will be good. But there's still little bits and pieces in there that are a little more personally resonating. Sure, those words work together. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. Now this one I like a lot. This one I drew for one of my friends. He's a big Marilyn Monroe fan, and he wanted a drawing of Marilyn Monroe, along with just random nonsense. So I was like, yeah, I can do that. No problem. So here we have Marilyn Monroe, and another Marilyn Monroe. And we have her with a tattoo of Sephiroth stabbing Cloud. And over here, we have something similar to a cleared beast from Bloodborne. And up here we have a black sun. Oh, is there anything else in here that you can see or find? Well, I don't know. There might be, there may not be. I'm not going to point anything else out. So, this drawing I like a lot. I think this one holds up incredibly well. Excuse me. I really do enjoy this one. Now, the one thing I'm not great at drawing human figures or faces in a realistic way. It's not something I really ever have done or ever do or even really plan on doing. It's just not my thing. But from time to time I will do them. And while I don't think they're amazing, I've seen much better. I know people who can do far better. And yet he knows people who can do far better than me. And yet he still asked me to do this. So that was, I like that. I do think the hair turned out nice. I like this, all my swooshes in there, the dark lines and the light lines. I think that worked out very well. I like the face. I actually like the whole thing. I think it turned out pretty well. Some lines I think got a little too hard in there, like this one. This right here I feel is a little too harsh of a line. Should have done more with shading and, this line right here with the hair. But that'll happen sometimes, And there's a lot going on in this picture, there's stuff all over the place. You got this down here, Each one of these open circles has a little something different. And the whole picture wasn't captured here either, because it was another bigger piece of paper that the phone just couldn't get the whole thing very well. You can tell up here where I started doing little circles one day, and I decided I was sick of it. I came back later to do more, and you can tell because the darkness, the thickness of the lines on these is much different than these. So that's an interesting transition there to look at. Thing to fill space over here, just space filler all over the place, you know, and here too, and here. A lot of this is actually just space filler stuff. A strange looking eyeball. But I think the way I did this here, where I shaded it in and then erased some of it out to give it this swooshing light textures in these, look really, really nice actually. I like that. You know, I have to go back to try pencil sometime soon. I think I've been doing pens so much lately that. And I actually did get this where because this isn't part of the tattoo obviously, but this is the tattoo. So I drew the sword coming off, and then I decided to bring it up a little bit so you could tell that it's not, you know, so that we can look at it and you can see that it is separated from the body. This bit here is separated from her. And I like that. It turned out well. This up here, well, I wish I would have done that a little differently, but that's okay. I'm fine with it. It doesn't look terrible. I do like this bit down here. It turned out pretty good. I think her face, though, actually, I really like the way her face and this hair turned out, and like this hand. Surprisingly, I like it a lot. I think it's really good, especially from what I've done before with humans. This eye is a little messed up, but I fixed that by doing this little bit of stuff here. You know, I like it. I like this one a lot. This drawing holds up very well. I love this drawing. I actually wish I could have kept this one more so than this one. I like this one a lot, but I love this one. I think I just did really well on some of the stuff here. Mostly this. I like this. Erase little bits out of it. And this face. I really like that face. But then I'm not a Marilyn Monroe fan at all, really. I couldn't care less about her or more about her, I guess. Either or. Anyway, yeah. This one's good. I like this one. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And here we go. My first drawing with pens ever. Interesting. We got like a hand shooting out of all this chaos beneath. I would say, once I did this drawing, I absolutely fell in love with pens, and I was like, oh my god, why have I not used these ever before? This is something that must happen now. I'm definitely going to get more, and I'm buying more and using them now. And that's what I did, and I haven't gone back since. So there's a lot going on here. Oh, excuse me. My apologies. I've been talking for a while now without drinking anything because I've wanted to stop to get up to get anything to drink. Mistake. So you can tell there's a lot of fine lines in here everywhere. Just little hash marks and little things everywhere. You know, little squiggly lines and just scribbles everywhere. You know, there's just stuff everywhere. That's why I love the pen so much, because you get it's a 0.05 millimeter. It's the only one I use. Practically, or not, it's practically the only one I use because I love it so much. You can get so many small details and things that I can't get enough of it. Unfortunately, they don't last very long because I push a little harder than I should, and I wreck them over and over and over, which is terrible, but you know, whatever. So we got an eyeball in this hand here, and it comes up and then it shoots off into things. This is like some sort of disgusting, like, gutsy tree thing. It's weird. But I like it a lot. It's, you know, down here, I really like this bit down here where it's dark and it's got lines and it kind of shade in. I wonder if I can. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, this little bit here, where you can kind of. Oops. You know. We got like a little bit of a half shield here. Got this little whoopy whoop there. See, and here's the Y. See, it's very messy, that's for sure. You know, it was first time with pens, but I feel like I got it pretty dang good. I felt good about it at the time. Am I right? Even now, I still think it's pretty good. I like it. All my drawings with pens I like a lot, even the not very good ones. So yeah, wow, I got to sneeze again. Wow. I am having a heck of a time right now with everything. So this one's good. I like it a lot. Oh, my drawing. Yeah, I already said this. I'm repeating myself. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. We don't have many left, actually, which is a shame. So here we are, the second drawing with pens. In this one, I tried something entirely different as compared to the last one. And I think it had great effect as it's turning more towards the style I've been working with lately. That I much I can't finish saying that because it's going to sound dumb. So just act like you never heard anything. So this little bit right here, well, wait till we zoom in. This little bit right here was I started doing the drawing with this bit here. And it's similar to this one. You know, it's a little more scratchy and stuff like that, you know. And then I moved on to the scythe. Then I got this, and then I did this. I didn't really like this, but it was pen, so I couldn't get rid of it. So I had to leave it. And then I decided, well, I have an idea for something like this, but I don't want it to be like this. So then I just decided, I'm going to draw a bunch of lines here and draw other lines in those lines. And that worked out amazingly well, and I love it. Absolutely love this, and I end up using this in pretty much everything I do now. At least somewhere in there. And then I came back up here, and I made this to match this a little bit, but with a little more definition, or, you know, to look like it was kind of latching on to things. We'll zoom in on that a little bit. And then it came all the way up here with this, and I did these little bumps. Did this, I was like, that looks pretty good. But then I had this empty space. So I drew this swooshy circle, kept a couple lines, and then I just started doing this stuff, which I think has great effect here in this instance. I think this drawing is really, really good. I like this one a lot. It conveys, I guess, to other people that aren't me, dang it, to other people that aren't me, I don't know what it conveys. But to me, it conveys the same message right now that it did the day I drew it. So that's a good thing. And it holds up well. I like it. So let's go ahead. Yeah, see. This is just kind of scratchy nonsense right there. These are just bad. I don't like them at all. I don't like looking at them even so or not. Yeah, lots of fine lines in these lines. Alright, yeah, see? Alright, so we come up and, you know, we got these little bump outs here to give it a little bit of, you know, fattiness looking, a little, I don't even know what you call it, non-linear shape, sure. And then it comes onto this orb here and it kind of wraps around and latches on, you know, like it's holding this. It comes up behind here. It's very dark, but they come up the front and latch too. And this orb's just got a little Yeah, like that. Same sound effect and all. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's like a little bird skull thing on top of this scythe here. A little eye of the ball. It's really hard to see. It's very well hidden. And it's got some designs on there with some shading on the outer edges, so it gives it a little more definition, almost like it's standing up a little bit, but not quite. Just a little more extra definition, and it's got some shit coming on there, and it's scratchy. We got the girth of it, the fat part, and then the mouth of the bird, and then it comes into the haft. It comes all the way down. Yep. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, you can actually see all the lines from where I decided to fill them with black to make it a little less uniform looking. And this top bit. So yeah. Overall, I like this one a lot. It holds up very well. But let's go ahead and look at the next one. The Ugly Whales. So there isn't a whole lot to talk about this one because you see all there is to see. You see this disgusting kind of whale thing, and you see this other kind of whale thing poking out of this waves. And I like this one. Even though this part looks dumb. His face looks stupid. And they don't really look like whales that much. And this bit didn't really work out, but it was with pen, so I couldn't go back and change it. So I just went with it. To hell with it, right? Let's zoom in. Because I still like this one a lot, even though, yeah, there isn't a whole lot to it, and what there is there for it is was screwed up a couple times, but I just went with it, and I like how it turned out. I do think that the belly here turned out pretty nice looking. Just leaving it white and then doing some rough dark lines across the whole thing, giving it a nice solid look here too. I think it turned out nice actually. And then all these things, I think I just like this. I like seeing lines filled with lines, 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 filled with lines. I like lines a lot. So yeah, overall I like this one. I like this one quite a bit. More than the first one and less than the second one probably so far. Maybe. I don't know. Doesn't matter really. It's not a competition after all. I like it, I like it. That's all there is to it. You might like it too. And that's good for you. And if you don't, well, that's fine too. That's good for you. And if you're in the middle, well, that's fine too. That's good for you. But let's go ahead and check out the next one. The Ugly Whales. Moving on. Alright, and here we have a snack. We don't need to zoom in yet. So we have a snake with a sword. Interesting, right? Ooh. Yawning. My apologies, I'm tired. I like this bit here where it looks ripped open. It's like, it looks very nice. And then he's got like a layer here, a layer here, a layer. Like, it's a very weird type of drawing because it doesn't really make much sense, right? Because nothing really connects together at all. It just kind of, this part comes here, and then there's these things, and then all of a sudden it's here, but it's also here. Yeah, comes through, you know. And I do like this bit here where it looks like kind of like muscle in there. I like this one a lot. There's a lot of different stuff going on here. But I like it. I think it turned out beautifully. This one actually took quite a bit of time. Probably longer than all the other ones so far, I think. Okay, so let's look a little closer, huh? Gotta get a little definition here. You can see a little closer this portion here. And this portion here, which is probably my favorite part. I don't know why, but I just really like this part. Because it looks like it's folding over on itself, like it's getting ripped open, you know? It just looks good. I don't know, it's interesting. And then we got this, then it moves down to this, then it moves here, then it moves there. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I tried gray pens one time so far, and it was this time. I was like, I hate this. I'm never doing this again. But I already started using them here, so I had to use them everywhere else on here. You know, on the tail, all the way up the tail. This little bit's interesting. We got some stuff going on here, and it comes out with all this musculature looking vine things, and got it here as well. And you have these coming all the way, you know. It continues on here too, but that was the edge of the paper, so it comes up here. And you got these, and then you got this, and then, you know. Anyways, then this comes here, and it goes through a couple of these little things, whatever they are, and it comes out of there. And it continues up, turns into this weird, twisty, spirally cone thing. And it comes back out of there again. You know? It's just good, I like it. It's pleasing to look at. But like I said, all of the drawings I've done with pen, I love. I love looking at them, thinking about them, doing them. I just love them. I love the pens. They're beautiful, beautiful. Speak to my soul. But we're almost to the end of the pictures, which is a shame. But we aren't there yet, so let's go ahead and check out the next one. Oh, the creepy man himself. Okay. So this idea I really did like. I think the face, I love how the whole head turned out, the neck, the body turned out pretty good, but then the arms, it kind of started to fall apart because I did something different, and I wish I wouldn't have, but it's fine because in the end, I think it's still good. I still like it. It just doesn't have the same effect that I quite was looking for, which is fine. You know, you can probably tell the effect I was looking for. You know, it's dark. He's got this very weird, snarly, twisted, disgusting face thing going on with black eyes with this particularly very dark spot there, which was done on purpose. And then, you know, you have this here, and it's like, you know, it's just very different looking. I really enjoy this one. I just wish I had done this arm in particular a little differently, and this one clean up a little bit, remove these, and do something else. But that's fine. It's all fine. I like it still. It's still good. I still like this one. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit and take a closer look. Although this one there isn't a whole lot to take a close look at. You can see pretty much all of it from a distance. Ahas. That one is actually was not intentional. And I didn't even notice you could see it until we zoom in. But this one I did want to be that way. Yeah, I'm glad that worked out. So yeah. This all this up here is just scribbles to just get darkness on there. Actually, it's pretty messy. There's a lot of white in there around where it comes off. It should be dark. Oh, it should be a dark border all the way around. But I was kind of in a hurry to finish this one after I disappointed myself with the arms. But looking back at it now, I'm perfectly fine with it. But I do really like the way this face turned out. A lot. Hole in the chest. And this chesticles. Yeah. So yeah, there isn't a whole lot to check out that one close up, but it's good. I like it. Easy pass. Let's go ahead and check out the next one. Ooh. I think there's... Ooh. We close now. Okay. Here we have one of my favorite drawings I've ever done. Excuse me. This is my first time trying any sort of speckle or speckle, stipple, whatever you want to call it. I usually call it stipple art. And once again, once I did this, I've not really turned back since. I love it so much. I think the texture you get with it, the depth you can get with it is just absolutely amazing. And I love it. It's just so good. It's so good. And this one turned out beautifully, I think. I love this picture. And this is actually the pen drawings I've done. Actually, I can't say. Because this one, the one that's coming after this one, and another one that is not on my computer yet, that's more recent. One of the three are, everyone's like, oh my god, that's my favorite one you've done with the pen. Oh my god. And you know, I can see why, because I think it's just better than what I was doing before. So, yeah, you know, it's just, I love it. Oh, it's so good to look at. I just love looking at this. Alright, so yeah, see, because you go just a little heavy and a little lighter, You can go heavy, you can go real heavy. There's just so much you can do to give it depth. It's just, it's so good. And then, you know, still got the lines everywhere, but then you just play out with those lines with all the dots and the specks. A lot of my dots turn out to be more like dashes, because, I mean, big props to the people who do ones where, you know, they do like 1,000,000 dots for a drawing or something ridiculous. Or, I don't even know how many are here. It's probably a lot. I don't know. The people who do the dot only art and make it look absolutely incredible, you know, big props to them for having the patience for it, because my gosh, does it take some patience. It's a very time consuming process, but I think the effect overall is so worth it. It is so worth it, as long as you can sit and do it, and hopefully get them to more look like dots than dashes, because when it looks like dashes, it gets a little more messier looking, especially close up. At a distance, it still can look pretty fine, pretty good, but not as good. But as you can see, there's all kinds of stuff going on. You know, there's little circles everywhere. These just weird little lines. There's these things, and you got, you know, I got stuff all over the place here. I just had a lot of fun with this one. I wanted to make some sort of weird, like, tree thing that wasn't really a tree, but it was just like a whole amalgamation of like vines and plants and just weird, just shaped things to make this tree-like thing, and it worked out very well. I think I love this drawing. I absolutely love it, especially this base. Actually, I really like this base where it comes down and it just swooshes around and it turns into all these different things. You know, overall, looking at this is so pleasing to my eyes. I love it. I just love it, and that's all there is to it. As far as I'm aware, I think we have one drawing left to look at. And it's a good one, let me tell you that. Let's go ahead and move to the next one. There it is. Probably my favorite drawing, my personal favorite one of every one I've done, actually. I just really like this one a lot. Which is a nice sphere packed with things. Now, it's so pleasing to my eyes. love it. I've switched like all of my profile pictures on everything to this, I think. I just love it. But yeah, you know, there's a lot going on here. A lot of it may not mean a whole lot to you or make sense to you, and that's fine. Because ultimately, you know, it is. There's a lot going on, but it's like, okay, so, well, this just makes this big spot, and then it comes off, and it makes this big spot, and it comes off, makes this big spot. You know, it's like all just connected, and it's just a bunch of big blobby looking things. But there is a message in there, I promise you. I just love it. It's so clean looking to me. Maybe it's because it's round. Maybe it's just not that good, and I am just so drawn to it just because it's round. It's just a circle filled with things and nothing else. Maybe that's what appeals to me the most. I don't know. It could be. I could just have a fetish for circles with things in them. I don't know. I just like this one so much. I'm so proud of what I did here. Actually, I'm not. I don't know. There is one that I don't have on my computer that I wish I did right now because it is. Let me tell you, it's good. It's real good. But this one just does something for me. I don't know. It just does something for me that I love so much. It's just good. What can I say? What can I say? And that is it. That is all of them. Oh, this was good. This was fun. I'm glad I did this, actually. Hopefully, all of you can enjoy it as well, at least somewhat. And, there's plenty more drawings I could get onto my computer when I have the time. So if that's something that everyone is interested in, just let me know. I'll get working on that as soon as possible. Because there's a lot more to look at. I'm going to give you a little more of an idea of where I started and where I am at this very moment as far as my skill, ability, my creativity, all of that goes. You know, I would like to just start doing some other type of videos for the channel as well. As to what that might be, I'm not so sure I want to say yet, but I could do some sort of content like this, and there's been some other things I've been working on a lot the past couple years that I'm not ready to show off just yet, or even really talk about just yet. But it's coming sometime, you know, within probably a year or two, maybe, I don't know. Well, it depends on how things go. And that'll do it, everyone. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. And hopefully you can pull something out of these drawings here for yourselves. I'll see you next time.